So today's video is definitely inspired by this amazing murku that a friend's mom sent me. So it's like, hey, let's take a picture with this, and that is how this entire video started. What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be talking about food photography with your mobile phone. Yes, with your mobile phone. Today we are getting rid of all those massive cameras, those digital SLRs, those fancy lighting equipment, the soft light that we can use, the harsh light we can use. All we are going to use is what everybody has with them at all given points of time, and that is your mobile phone. You can download a couple of apps for your phone. You could use Lightroom, you could use a couple of other apps depending on what kind of phone exactly you want, or you can just resort to the inbuilt camera on your phone. I am going to try to show you both techniques, one with your normal camera and one with using Lightroom. So let's see how that goes. So a couple of essential things that you should keep in mind is point one, you would require a window, preferably a larger window, so there is more amount of light coming in through that. You could use maybe even a white curtain to diffuse the light. If you think that the light by itself is very harsh and it's causing too many shadows on it, you might want to just diffuse it and let it fall soft on your background itself. Point two is, if you had a tripod, it would make life a little more easier. So once you set up your tripod and you set up your cell phone on a cell phone holder, it stays steady and your frame doesn't move. Once you have like a set frame, it becomes a little more easier for you to maneuver around it, for you to like move your objects around it. Maybe like if you wanted to just move one particular chili towards the top or a little lower down, or just reset something in your frame, you wouldn't have to recreate that frame all over again. But even if you do not have a tripod, absolutely no worries, you can just hold your cell phone in like your hand really steady and go ahead with your shot. Okay, now there are a couple of apps that you can use for your cell phone. One is an app called Lightroom. If you download it, it has a free version as well, which gives you limited access to a lot of tools. But I think that those particular tools are like more than enough for you to use at this point of time. Once you do get into a little more advanced photography, you could buy the app also. Remember, this is not a sponsored ad for Lightroom or anything like that. These are just my thoughts that I am sharing with you. If you would not want something too like tech savvy or anything like that, then you say, Abhay, all I want to use is my normal cell phone app. I'm also going to try to incorporate that into this video and say, yes, definitely you can just use your cell phone app. A camera is a camera at the end of the day, and as long as you're carrying it with you, it is the best camera you have at that particular point of time. So another thing that you could also keep in mind is the orientation of your shot, and what I mean by orientation is whether you are going to be shooting it in portrait mode or whether you're going to be shooting it in landscape mode. Now if you're working with Instagram or if you're working with any other specific platform, it does make your life a little more simpler. Like if you were shooting an Instagram story, for example, you would want to shoot it like this. But if you were shooting say for Facebook and you wanted to cover a larger area, you'd want to shoot your shot this way. So do remember what your orientation is or what your end goal is to the actual image. So a couple of things that you do have to remember while shooting food is, you have a subject in this case, which is the murku. Now what exactly goes with the murku to complement it? Now if I were to use say a pastry on the side of this particular thing, it would absolutely clash. So I'm looking for ingredients from my own kitchen or from anybody's kitchen actually, where you could find things to complement this. Now a couple of ingredients that do go into making a murku is some red chili, some dal, and I think I have some garlic as well. Some people use garlic in this, so I'm going to use these ingredients and spices and herbs just to give a little bit of a feel and a mood to the picture itself. So let's now head and set up this shot. So to hold my cell phone for this particular video, I am going to be using this particular cell phone holder, which I think is available in almost every other store. You can just pick it up, and this is the tripod base plate that I'm using. So what you do have to make sure is the arrows on the tripod head itself point the correct way, otherwise you're going to be using the cell phone like in a direction that you're not actually even shooting in, maybe even upside down if you like attach this the other way around. So keep that in mind, that is for sure. And once you have like your cell phone set over here, you're good to go. Okay, so if you take a closer look at my tripod setting, we have levels over here. So if you actually look at this particular level over here, it's slightly off. So what I would want to do is just maybe bring it to the center like that, so you know that, one second, yeah, so you know that your cell phone is going to be absolutely steady when it sits over here. So this is what it looks like at this point of time without my phone on it. Okay, so setting this up is actually pretty easy. All you need to do is pull on this tag over here, and that expands this, and then you can fit your cell phone in like that. So this is what it would look like once your cell phone is set on the stand. Okay, so the first app that I am going to be using is the inbuilt camera app itself, and all you have to do is click on camera and you get your options, which is photo, video, slow-mo, portrait. So you can choose all those particular options. If you do want me to make a more detailed video on just your cell phone options and your cell phone camera options, do leave a comment in the comment section below and I will try to make a video for that as well. But now this is what our focus is on. So the first thing that you would want to do is set your frame right. Take your subject and place it in one part of the frame which you think would be apt according to you. Now this could also vary depending on the person. What you would want to keep in mind is leave some space on the outer corners so that you can crop into the frame a little later on. Do not forget to take your time and set the frame exactly the way you want it. Once you've set that and you're good to go, all you need to do is click. And if you find that a little too slow for yourself, always go ahead and add a little fabric and make it better. So the moment you open up Lightroom, you are given two options. One is the professional option and two is a fully automatic option. Once we enter the professional option, you are given multiple choices to choose from, right from resetting your frame all the way to controlling your exposure. Your focusing option tells you exactly how much percentage of focus you have in your shot. Setting up your white balance is amongst the most important things in a picture. If you're worried about getting it wrong, all you have to do is shift it to auto white balance and let Lightroom take care of it for you. You can also control your ISO settings over here. You can take it all the way up to 2500 ISO, which lets you even shoot in really low lighting conditions. If you were to shoot any kind of liquid, you would need to control your shutter speed, and you have an option for this as well. With Lightroom, you can also go ahead and choose a particular format that you want to shoot your pictures in. Now, when you have these many options to choose from, taking that perfect selfie has never been easier. If you're a beginner, all you need to do is shoot a couple of shots with every change that you make so you can always refer back to it later. Now with Lightroom, you have two shooting options. One is a wide angle, and for those of you that want to add a lot more into your frame, you have an ultra wide angle option as well. For those of you that would like to use filters in your picture and would like to see how it would look like when those filters are applied while you're shooting, Lightroom has a number of preset options. Also do keep in mind that you can buy extra presets as well and add it to Lightroom. If you're the person that would not like to deal with all this, all you'll have to do is put it into the auto mode and let Lightroom take care of everything else. Okay, so now that we have shot all those amazing beautiful pictures, it is now time to take it to the next step. And the next step in the process is post-production. Now what exactly is post-production? Once you shot a picture, you need to make a couple of tweaks, adjust them finely. Because a camera might take a picture in one way, but when you do upload it, you would find it being either flat or the contrast levels are not too right. Okay, so you are going to use one of the apps. I'm using Lightroom in this case to tweak up those pictures, tweak up those colors, adjust those contrasts perfectly according to what I would like. Now different photographers have different ways of approaching post-production by itself. Some of them like their post-production work little less, very mild post-production process done on them. Some people like a lot of color popping out in them, a lot of just contrast in them. It should have like some super textures, everything. Now that honestly depends on the person and a person's preference towards their style of art. Now you have to find a method in which it suits you and what you would like to show your audience. In my case, I'm going to do a very few tweaks here and there. I'm not going to overly color correct it or overly give it contrast or anything. It's going to be like a very subtle change to keep the image as true to its nature as possible. So once you're done doing the post-production process, it is now time to go mad and start posting on every social media platform that you are on, and wait for people to hit that thumbs up button or give it a like. Saying that, if you did like this video and you found this video useful, please do give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down there below. It's the red button at the corner of your screen. It definitely helps me come up with more content to share with you guys. Also, if you would like to request for any particular topic for me to talk about or anything like that, also do leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will definitely try my best to get back to you guys. Okay, bye bye for now. Take care. I will see you guys in the next video.